Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of my new show Talking Point, where we discuss a hot topic in the world of television and film. And what better way to start off this series than to talk about television budgets, and whether a high budget should equal a quality product. I'm sure some of you already know where I'm going with this.
The power of one, power of two, the power of
This week we had a triumphant return of TV juggernaut House of the Dragon, both a spin-off and somewhat prequel to Game of Thrones, with a focus on the Targaryen family and the Dance of the Dragons. For context, season 1 of House of the Dragon had a budget of approximately $200 million, spread over 10 episodes, and the show was rightly praised for its quality. $200 million is a mammoth budget, by the way, that rivals big blockbuster movies if you weren't aware. As I was sitting there, Monday evening, watching season 2's excellent opening episode, cheering on Team Green by the way, I couldn't help but reflect on how superior a TV product this is, especially when compared to some of the absolute shite we're subjected to at the moment. Whether that's the writing, dialogue, use of CGI and visual effects, set design, costume design, hair and makeup, action sequences, blah 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 blah. Honestly, you name an area of production, and I would argue it is of the highest quality for a TV show. House of the Dragon oozes quality, and rightly so, right? With its $200 million budget, you shouldn't expect anything less. But does a big budget show always equal quality? Sadly not. And why are we, the audience, willing to accept mediocrity when we have to typically pay for one of the many streaming platforms to watch said show in the first place? For the record, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I've watched every Star Wars show and movie, and regularly re-watch them to this day. So when I heard about Star Wars The Acolyte being set in a new time period with fresh characters and stories to tell, and a healthy budget of $180 million by the way, I was understandably expecting a quality product, right? And allowed to be excited. Well folks, after watching the crap that is Star Wars The Acolyte for the last 3 weeks, it has left me anything but excited, and I'm wondering what the flub has gone wrong in production. Seriously, they have a movie-sized budget similar to House of the Dragon, and other than some of the visuals, The Acolyte is dwarfed in quality by House of the Dragon. It's genuinely laughable at how bad Star Wars The Acolyte is, and that makes me sad. I'm not the only one that thinks this either, with Star Wars The Acolyte rocking an audience score of 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, at the time of recording. Yes, some people are trolling and review bombing for the perceived wokeness, and a variety of other reasons, but there's no defending how poor the quality of the product is, for the budget of its size. We're talking about Star Wars here folks, arguably the biggest IP in the world, owned by Disney, one of the biggest companies in the world. And you're telling me this is the best they can do with a movie-sized budget? It's embarrassing, and I don't understand why there are fans defending this show. To make matters worse, Disney Plus have recently increased their prices and included ads to some of the membership levels. I'll never be that guy that tries to tell someone what to like and not like, but I think it's fair to say Star Wars fans deserve a better product at the end of the day, even if you do like Star Wars The Acolyte. Star Wars isn't the only franchise in the crosshairs today. Who can forget The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, and the questionable quality of Season 1?
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot? Because the stone sees only downward.
The Rings of Power is the most expensive show of all time, with an eye-watering budget of $465 million. Yes, 465 million smackaroos. For context, the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy cost $281 million back in the early 2000s. Approximately $514 million in today's society. Whilst The Rings of Power may have finished the season relatively strong, the damage was done in the first few episodes, with reportedly only 37% of viewers finishing the show in its entirety. Let's just stop there for a moment and remember how high quality Lord of the Rings was. And then think about what we got from season 1 for almost the same amount of money. Again, I don't think it's unreasonable to be expecting more. If you compare Rings of Power to House of the Dragon, two spin-off shows of beloved fantasy IPs, I would argue that it's embarrassing at how much better House of the Dragon is for half the money spent. And yes, Amazon Prime has also increased its subscription fees and included ads. Probably because of the gross overspend from the Rings of Power. For the record, I'm actually looking forward to Season 2, but we'll see what the quality is like. The Boys Season 4 released its first 3 episodes last week on Prime, and although its predicted budget of $15 million per episode, or $120 million for the season, isn't quite on the level of shows already discussed today, it has got an increase in budget on its previous seasons, and you can still make an argument that it's a high budget show with high expectations, especially as the first 3 seasons of spin-off show Gen V were all universally praised. Sadly, the quality of Season 4 has somewhat been lacking, and dare I say underwhelming. Again, time will tell on the final product, and whether high budget will equal a high quality product. Thankfully, other big budget shows, such as Stranger Things, The Crown, and more recently Fallout, seem to suggest that a high budget show will usually equal a quality product, worthy of your time and subscription fee. I don't think it's unreasonable or entitled of me to expect a show with a large budget to be of a certain quality in 2024. The video game industry is very similar in this regard, with big budget games usually being rated as a AAA product, where the consumer confidence is already high before buying the game, knowing the £60 to £80 spent will likely go on a high quality product. In a world where there are so many streaming services vying for our monthly subscription fees and hard-earned cash, it shouldn't be unreasonable to expect the next big high-budget show, likely exclusive to a specific streaming platform, to be of a certain quality, particularly when it's behind a paywall and physical media is becoming a thing of the past. Unfortunately, there's always an acolyte shuffled in the pack that will ruin the mood and make you question why you subscribed in the first place. Well, that's all I've got for today's talking point. Do you agree with me that it shouldn't be unreasonable to expect a high quality product from a high budget show, especially when the price to watch them continues to go up in the context of subscription fees? And if you're new here, then hey, my name is Jackson and welcome to the channel. I cover all things TV and film and make both long form and short form content, such as reviews, reactions and film sleuthing for hidden references and details. My short term goal is to reach that elusive 1K sub club, but long term I want to build an active community where we can discuss the latest and greatest in TV and film together, whether that's live or in the comments. If this sounds appealing to you, then hit that subscribe button and come and say hi. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
I would have followed you, my brother.